Hugh Freeze versus Bobby Petrino in their SEC re-debuts. Texas A&M hosts Auburn, 7.5-point favorite. The Aggies at home in College Station. Strength on strength, question on question in this matchup. Just talk about two guys that left the league in complete and utter humiliation, now returning, beaming, head up, chin high, puffed out chest. Connor Weigman and Texas A&M's offense slinging it all around to those 5-star Frisbee catching dogs on the outside. Auburn, not sure what you're doing on offense. Not quite there yet. Defensively, the best team in the SEC so far from an efficiency standpoint, yards per play. How much of that has been the opponents? Probably some of it. Cal, not exactly.
Probably a lot of it.
If you're going to play a Power 5 opponent and you're going to play good defense, Cal's probably not the team that's going to teach you what you are on that side of the ball. But they've been very good on defense. There's a lot of matchup within the matchup stuff here because Auburn is like an entirely new football team this year, and clearly they've embodied Hugh Freeze. I don't know what the offense is supposed to look like. They were pretty good last week, but against air. This is one of those where I'm going to simplify it. It's pretty reductive, but if I believe in Connor Weigman, I believe in Bobby Petrino, I believe in the star rankings and the talent and the build of the roster for Texas A&M. They are at home. There is no real reason for Auburn to go into College Station and win this football game. And so if Connor Weigman plays well and the offense does what they're supposed to do, this is one of those, like, how many times have we said it about Jimbo Fisher? Like, dude, you got to win this game. And he hasn't done it a lot. This is, you lose to Hugh Freeze in Hugh Freeze's first SEC football game back and Bobby Petrino's first SEC football game back, and you lose at home as an 8-point favorite to an offense that can't score. My goodness, the natives get restless in Southeast Texas.
Not only that, Texas keeps winning, adding pressure to Jimbo. You also could look at what happens in Tuscaloosa on Saturday. If Lane Kiffin goes into Tuscaloosa and wins that game, and A&M loses this game, the West is there. Like, A&M can be a factor in the West. And all of a sudden, if these dominoes, like we know Texas come into the league, if Alabama gets beat and Ole Miss, Jimbo needs to win this game. And so I think when you study some of the matchups, like you said, A&M's got an advantage at quarterback. The receivers for A&M against a good Auburn secondary will be a great matchup. I think the other side of the ball is it's a new Auburn revamped offense that we don't know how good it is. If Auburn scores a lot in this game against A&M's defense, that is a major concern going forward, because A&M's defense struggled against Miami. This is a different caliber of offense. So I'm looking forward to learning a lot about Auburn here, seeing where they are under Hugh Freeze in this process. But also, I think this is an important game for A&M to just hold serve at home and take care of business.
What's ironic about the comparison to the Miami game is I don't trust the coaching staff at Miami, but I like some of the athletic ability on offense. I trust the coaching staff for Auburn, and I don't like some of the athletic ability on offense. So it's like, the athletic ability won. It was able at home, that's a difference, but Miami used its athletes in space, and we saw the big plays on for that side of the ball. I like Freeze is going to have a good game plan. They're going to have a good scheme. I would imagine it involves slowing the game down and sort of playing very careful football on offense. So I think the smarts for Auburn are there. I don't know if they've got the athletes in space to take advantage of all those quote unquote deficiencies for Texas A&M. I don't know.
Robby Ashford. I would expect to see a lot of him on Saturday.
Run around.
Maybe your best. Yeah. Peyton
plays.
Thorne's been solid. Ashford can be the change up. I think you use both those two. Hopefully you get your ground game going too if you're Auburn. So we're going to learn a lot about Auburn this week.
Well, we're going to learn a lot about both of them, because here's a question for you, and we'll include this and we'll wrap up our progressions here. Who's under more pressure to win, Alabama or A&M?
A&M, I think.
Alabama loses. I think you're right. I think Alabama. I mean, Nick Saban's not under any pressure, so I think that's your point, right? Is that Jimbo Fisher is in desperate need of wins like these,
especially when you start to see reports on Fox's pregame show that, hey, the money it will be there if they want to do something at the end of the year. So
I don't know what the buyout goes down. What's the buyout go down to at the end of the year? Do you know off the top of your head?
It's ridiculous. It's a lot. Yeah.
It would be almost double the record for largest buyout in the history of college football, no matter what. So
yeah,
I think they win. I think A&M wins, but famous last words.
Yeah.